Not till we're legends. Won't stop till we're legends. Won't stop till we're legends. Blood, sweat, I'll break my bones till all my scars bleed golden. My name's forever known. Whoa, 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 whoa. Blood, sweat, I'll break my bones till all my scars bleed golden. My name's forever known. Bang, 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 bang. This fire's a weapon. Bang, 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 bang. Won't stop till we're legends. Won't stop till we're legends. Smoke on my lungs, blood on my tongue. I'm here to make the devil cry. It's like a drug, but I'm on the hunt. I'm gonna wake the world aside. Stare at the sun.
Good morning to everyone here in the room and to everyone on Zoom. Hope everyone is having a great August. Summer is going by fast. We gotta make it last.
It's going by.
It's going
really
by so fast.
In a week, it'll be the middle of August.
I know, I know.
Kids go off to college.
It's all over. We had a great time at the picnic. Thank you guys to everyone who came. It was lots of fun. For those of you who couldn't come, we missed you. Oh, you're welcome. It's always so fun to come together and see everyone's like significant
I had
other.
a lot of compliments on that venue and everything. It seemed
Mhm.
like it worked out well.
Great layout.
Yeah, it was good. The weather was not too hot, not too rainy. Worked out good.
It was interesting because the vineyard was beautiful,
Mhm.
Yes.
but people were spaced out all
Yeah.
over the place, so it didn't feel quite the same. And this venue, people were closer together and just a lot more conversations, I think, with multiple people.
Yeah.
Like I had to go find people to have conversations with them when we were at the
Mhm.
vineyard,
Mhm.
and this didn't, it's much easier to do that. So I don't know. I think
So that's
might
the
help.
ticket, smaller spaces, so everyone has to become friends. Austin is teaching class tomorrow on command. You want to tell everyone about that?
Yeah.
And Austin's, trying to get out of here,
Uh-oh.
out of this
You didn't-
job.
you didn't jog there.
He's trying to get out of this job, so he probably
Trying
will
to
only
escape.
teach. Is this gonna be your last one?
I don't
teaching?
know, maybe.
Maybe not.
I don't know.
He's gonna keep lingering.
I'll keep you guys in suspense.
keep
I-
We're currently interviewing for Austin's agent services position. So again, if you know of anyone, let us know. We have some good candidates, so I'm confident we'll be able to improve.
Potentially. Let's give them time. Give them time. Listen.
Okay, tell everyone about your
Okay,
class.
yeah,
tomorrow.
so we're gonna talk about campaigns. With Command, there's a bunch of options for you of how you can lead generate, right? So obviously you can lead generate through the ways that you've been doing it, through your sphere and through open houses and things like that, following up with clients that way. But you can also send social media posts out and newsletters and things like that. And I will show you how campaigns works and how to really just kind of make it, see the numbers. You can actually see metrics of how many people have clicked on a post and how many leads you've generated from it and the cost per lead and things like that. So I'll go over that for you.
Bring your computer, follow along.
Fun stuff.
The August newsletter's out. I know we're gonna.
Yeah,
get to
we'll
that.
talk about that. But yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Okay, so starting this week and next week, one of our fellow KW agents, Megan Jumago, cause that is very passionate for her is children and reading and books, right? She does a lot of fundraisers for the Oregon Book Bank, but she has created this big fundraiser called Realtors for Readers. And we have our very own Keller Williams Portland Premier team, right? Within this fundraiser, and we're just raising money for kids to get books. It's a virtual book drive. So your average kid like does not have access to very many books. I think they said you're at like the average child owns less than 14 books. So donate to that, even if it's just $5. That could be a book for a kid in need. So it's a big contest among different real estate brokerages. Noah Kirschbaum posted a post. Him and I were going to kind of take the lead, leading our team, and then Linda Heinrichs has volunteered to help too. So again, we want to make our Keller Williams Portland Premier team look good. So click there to donate, and it all goes to books for children. And there's more information too, and you click on that. Okay, next up, next week already is the Commercial Summit. We've talked about it a lot. It is not too late if you're still interested, but Dwight will be there, Ramona will be there, Cameron will be there. It should be a good time.
It's kind of this week.
It is kind of, wait, when is it? This week. What day is it? Yeah, when are you leaving? It's this week, because Mega Camp is next week, right? Okay,
Yeah.
It's this week. So still not too late. I know. I say August is going by fast, but it's kind of cool how they stacked them this year. They stacked Commercial Summit right along with Mega Camp. So Dwight's going to Commercial Summit. I'm going to Mega Camp. And we go to the next slide. If you have questions about either of them, let us know. Mega Camp, I just found out today that it used to be open to only the top 100 mega agents. And so it's just a good collaboration of top agents across the country. And that's in Austin too. So afterwards, we'll come back and share a lot of our takeaways, but it's not too late.
Should I mention something about KWYP thing?
Oh yeah, yes.
So I don't have a graphic for this, so
There's
Austin Ramey, don't kill me. Also I should mention, so Austin
announce
Ramey
that.
at this office with Jenny Hill's team. He is the new president of the KWYP Portland chapter, which is awesome. I feel like we have so many presidents in this office. You're a president of this council. Tony Kelly's a president of PMAR, and then Austin Ramey with KWYP. So we're fully represented here, which is great. But we're hosting a KWYP event next week for Mega Camp. So there are some breakout spots close to the end of Mega Camp where like luxury or KWYP or like land, whatever, they do a bunch of these breakouts. And I believe Gary Keller and Jason Abrams and someone else, I forget, are going to be at the KWYP portion, which I think this is Gary's first time being part of the KWYP one, which would be great. And I think we're going to be hosting I think they're showing it, right? They're live streaming it.
We're gonna do something here.
Yeah, so we're gonna be hosting something here. I'll get more of the details of the time, and I'll put it on Facebook, and I'll put it through the proper channels so you guys know. But
Yeah, but it'll be a party here for the KW Young
yeah,
Professional.
which you are welcome to come.
Even if you're not an
Yeah,
official
you are
young
welcome to come.
professional
So,
in the network.
so it'll
But
be a good little snippet of Mega Camp. which
Yeah.
would be
so cool.
Don't feel constrained by being either young or professional.
The old unprofessionals, right? Okay,
From
then
2 to
we
4?
have a-
Which day? 2 to 4 on which day? 2 to 4 on the 16th.
Wednesday.
And drinks.
Wednesday. Okay, did you hear that? Food and drinks provided by young professionals in this room. So it should be a good time.
Yeah. I'm gonna come.
Oh, I'll be at Med Camp, but you
I'm
represent
gonna be
here.
here. Yep.
Okay, then at the end of the month, we have a really good CE class. So this is Tim Young from Lawyer's Title. He is in like the development and builder services division, and he is so knowledgeable on all things like permitting, zoning, making developments happening, like where to go, who to go to for what. He is so knowledgeable. So we are excited to have him back teaching a class on the art of Portland metro architectural styles and home design. So it should be a really good class, right?
I think so.
I'm excited about
Portland's
it.
got its own style,
Yeah.
right? It's really cool.
right?
Like you don't see in other cities, like you go to, I don't know, like you go to LA, the architecture is entirely different than it is here.
That's very
Like
true.
our old, yeah, I'm
The old
excited to see
buildings.
this.
So it's at the end of the month, but register now because the end of the month will be here really soon. And is there a lawyer's title link for registration, Austin? There should be. Coming soon, if not, there now. But it does help if you register just for one, it helps them get you your CE certificate faster and easier because then they have all your info in there. And then two, they have a better count for lunch. So August 30th, that's coming up. And then even before that, these are a little out of order chronologically. I don't know, Austin. You're slipping. I'm just kidding.
If you know anybody interested in, I'm just kidding.
It easier to replace.
Well, the first requirement is
you-
they have to understand the dates in the
the
calendar.
24th comes up for the 30th. Okay, Rick Ray is coming, flying in from Boise to present to us on August 24th. This is a special thing. It's a Thursday at 11 a.m. And he's going to present on going more in depth on using AI to enhance our business and life, but really business, right? Like we've all kind of done like the surface level classes now on AI. We've talked a little bit about ChatGPT, but now it's like, let's dig deeper and see and hear how other real estate professionals are really using this to get to the next level. So that should be a good one. 11 o'clock here in this room. And then do we have a registration link, Austin, or we just show up for that?
No, I can create a registration link so we have a head count,
Mhm.
but he was talking about this AI called Uzi, Huzi.
Yeah,
That he uses, and he talks about being able to use this as an assistant, like a 24/7 assistant. So not just like ChatGPT or something where it's like you use it right then and there. Because like with things like ChatGPT, it has a lot of power, but there are developers that use it to almost like as an extension, and they build something around the AI's infrastructure to create more tools. And so he's going to show how that exactly works rather than just being like, hey, can you do this for me while you type it into ChatGPT? It's like, hey, set up these automations. So
Wow.
really cool.
it's evolving a little bit like OS and the Apple Store, right?
Yeah.
So
it's like
people are starting to
it's
build
like-
innovation around the capability of this. And he's completely immersed in this. He's probably the guy that I hear of on KW that is really, really deeply involved with people that are using it at a high level. A lot of his people he's coaching or that he coaches are using it. And so this is, if anything, this will bring us up to speed on what top agents are using AI for to be able to boost their business. So I think we need to keep an eye on this, right? Because as soon as there's some really significant breakthroughs, people will boost their business and we would be left behind if we weren't watching it.
Yeah.
Mhm. It's like that mantra of using technology to solve problems that we don't even know that we needed to solve, or right, things that we don't even know that we need technology to help us with. So that should be exciting. And maybe we'll provide some food just as a little extra incentive. There. Okay, what's next, Austin? Newsletter.
Talking. It's all right. I feel like kind of more this time than usual, but I was a little late to this, guys. I want to apologize. Mark, I apologize. I know you use it, but so the August newsletter is available. I did put a post last week about it to make sure it was out, but you're welcome to go into Smart Plans and search for it. It's
I just want to
there.
make sure everyone understands that like Austin goes in and creates this local newsletter for all of you guys every month in command. So it has like local things, more timely things, more things that are applicable to our market. And I mean, everything in there is customizable, but he goes in and creates it so that all you have to do is take it, copy it, make a couple changes, make it your own.
Yeah.
So
And even if you have your own newsletter things set up, like, I mean, I know a lot of established agents already have something. Go take it anyway. Like grab it, copy and paste the content into your own, like you're welcome to do that. You don't have to, I haven't copyrighted this, just take it, use the content, copy and paste it.
right, you can switch the neighborhood.
Yeah. Put it in MailChimp, put it into
Yeah.
constant contact.
I will say that logo is worth the wait, buddy.
That is a good
It's a
logo.
great
That
logo. That's some of your
August.
best work.
Oh, the August one?
Yeah, I
really
like
good.
that.
Favorite.
Makes me like really feel like summer. And
Yeah.
if you need help doing your newsletter, you can come to the campaigns class tomorrow with your computer and you'll
Mhm.
leave by the end of the time sending out a newsletter.
That logo makes me want to have a drink with
Like a,
with an umbrella in it.
yes,
Mhm.
with
It does.
out of a pineapple or a coconut or something.
And this
yeah.
whole thing makes you want to have a drink, but this particularly with an umbrella, I'm just kidding, I'm kidding.
Okay, next up, broker bucks.
I'm kidding.
So we're continuing this through August. It's still $200 if you refer someone who comes in for a meeting with us. They don't even have to join. They just have to check us out and be licensed. So we want to grow with good people. So
No, I see it in action. She actually gives away $100 bills.
in
Yeah.
cash, in cash.
I was talking last week.
I
too.
had the idea it would be more dramatic and effective if
Yeah.
we did it in cash. And it is more exciting.
Yeah, just come in, take your $200,
You can't
go
track
fill
it.
your car.
You can't track it.
Track it.
I guess
And get my coffee.
a
You
broker.
could go blow it all at Nordstrom. No one would
No one would
know.
know. Yeah, one of our new brokers came to me the other week. I was like, "Hey, I think I got a friend." Is like, "You know what? If you do this, you get $200." She's like, "What?" That's why we keep talking about it because it's a great deal.
Mm-hmm.
$200 at a meeting.
Yeah. Okay.
Get a new pair of shoes.
Yeah.
2, 5, depends where you shop.
One, really.
Probably one. I might have to pitch it. Okay, yeah.
Okay, and then our stats are updated through July, and look at Rita just crushing it at the top there with 19 million. And Rita had one of our biggest closings in history. I think second only to one commercial trend closing, but it was a really big one. Rita, we're so proud of you for that. So she took the lead at 19 million. Cricket, not far behind, 16 million. Pam Waldman, 15 million. Stacy Hartzler and Laura James right there at 14 and 13 million. So Laura, look at all those powerful ladies up there under the individual agents. It's pretty impressive. Okay, and then
And you're both one deal behind Cricket
I know.
for second place.
Yeah, everyone's really close. I mean, really, in the big picture, everyone's really
It's a
close.
really impressive group of people.
That is an
It's
impressive
really
lineup.
impressive. Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Laura, since you're here, we have to call on you. What's your secret to success this year?
I think that I'm on top, like, Jim and I have each been doing this for 10 years, so we've got a big network, so anybody who's new, like, it's just takes a little time.
Right, keep-
Yeah,
keep
but
doing the
you don't
hard
just
work.
rest on that though. I mean, I was at a concert in the park in Lake Oswego, and you two were put on a great event for your clients there to stay visible to the entire community that came out that day. I was really impressed by that. I was thinking about it later. I was like, gosh, it's so cool to be in business with them. Like people were like putting together like events like that. It was so cool. Yeah.
It is so cool,
Yeah.
especially like to have that presence in the community, right? Which a lot of you guys build your business on, and it's just so cool. Yeah.
Cars
I
and
went and
coffee.
visited Mark with my kids the other day for Lamborghini Day and Ferrari Day. That was so cool to see Mark show us doing cars and coffee. So we love going to your guys' events too. So invite us.
Yeah.
We love to come.
Very-
There are drinks, just they're after cars.
Ah.
But it's very cool. Very cool.
We had to make a trip to Walmart for Prime. If you have children or teenagers, you know what Prime is. And yeah, it was a hit. Okay, so look at our teams and groups. Also very impressive. The Office of Gerald Bodle, 89 million year to date. That's wild. The Fox Real Estate Group, 99 million with their expansion team, but just here in this office, 64 million. So really
Look at Team
impressive.
Cameron Schwab.
Look at Team Schwab, 25 million. Cameron's making you look good.
Yes.
And your ladies are, Chris and Marcella too.
Yeah.
The Clark Group, 13 million, and Ellison Team Homes, 12 million. So
Gosh.
congrats to our
Equally
groups
impressive
and
group.
teams.
Equally
too.
impressive group.
I love
leadership
it.
wise.
You know, congrats. Let's do a big round of applause for all of our producers. And it was, first quarter was like rough for a lot of people. So I know like we still have the second half of the year, right? So there's still time to come back strong, get some new faces up there and see everyone shift around. So don't give up hope. And then a little happy birthday to all of our August birthdays. Kayla and Rita, who have already passed their birthdays, happy birthday, and then everyone else who's upcoming. So happy birthday to all of our August birthdays. I know. They passed their birthdays. So happy birthday to all of our August birthdays. Also, we don't have a slide for this, but one of our agents, Megan Spickerman, just had a little baby. No details yet, but the baby is born and healthy. So little baby boy. So congratulations to her. Okay, I think we have Chad on Zoom from Academy who's going to give us a lending and mortgage update.
Yes, good morning. Can you hear me okay?
Yes. Hi, Chad. Thanks for being here.
Excellent. Yeah, I would have loved to have been there with you in person, but I got a 11th hour text from Josh. He had a conflict that arise this morning, and so I'm filling in, and hopefully this will suffice to give you some good data for talking points. And I sent a snip image to Austin, and hopefully he can bring that up for us. Just want to take a look at this. So what we're looking at here is the Fannie Mae 6-year trading note on the mortgage-backed securities market. And you'll see I drew a nice big pink line on there with a big arrow heading in a downward direction, and then a big pink line at the very bottom. And what I'm wanting to show you here is, now obviously we all don't like the headlines of interest rates continuing to hang up at a higher level. And the big pink arrow does show us that effectively with the mortgage securities trading in a downward trend, what we have seen from that is that interest rates have just continued to go up over the entire year. And basically what we're looking at is from the middle of January till today. Where I am encouraged is the pink line at the very bottom. And what that is showing us is that the technical indicators, we hit a bottom in the trading pattern very quickly, 2 times within a month. Okay. And so for any stock junkies out there and people who like love to vibe on this stuff like myself, we like to look at these technical indicators, and I'm highly encouraged by the fact that we had 2 very short rebounds in the trading pattern in the last month. That is encouraging to me in the sense that I would like to think that the headlines that we're going to start seeing and the general, market direction is that we hopefully will start to begin to see some improvements in the securities market, which means interest rates would begin to improve slowly. Now, there are many pundits out there who are saying that they think rates are going to continue to hang out in the 6, 7, 8 range for the next year. That could be a very accurate statement, and I'm not going to disagree with that. But here are the other dynamics that I think that are at play that I want to give you and that I want you to consider paying attention to as we go forward in the next year, and as we head into winter, and as you start business planning this fall for the spring. So first of all, short term, we're going to get the Thursday consumer CPI report here in another 2 days. And that's going to give us an idea of what's going on with inflation. Hopefully it continues this pattern of giving us lower readings. We've had our lowest readings in the last 2 years, and hopefully we'll get that continued support on Thursday. Today, China announced that they have had the lowest export and import numbers in the last 2 years. So when you have the world's 2nd largest economy reporting this type of downturn in their activities, that is significant in regards to world economic indicators of just showing a lot of challenges that are out there. Also, Fitch, which is a bank and credit rating entity out there, last week, sadly, they gave a thumbs down to some of the U.S. treasuries, and that wasn't a good sign that we got economically. And then today, Moody's downgraded about 10 middle-sized banks, not the big ones, but the middle-sized banks. They gave a thumbs down to 10 of them. So why all the negative thing, and why does that actually excite me? The negativity is a good thing, because generally when you have these negative headlines, that is showing a weakening in the economic markets. And even though there tends to be, I am seeing a lot of media headlines which indicate all the positive stuff about a supposed softening in the economy as we move forward, a lot of these indicators are showing that there is a weakening that is occurring within the economy. And I think we might be reaching the point to where we will start to slowly see a turn in the direction where maybe interest rates might begin to improve. So that's kind of a very brief market update with a few key things that have popped up over the last week and a half. As for generally where rates are, the 30 years trading in the sevens, investment properties are in the eights. We can use seller help to buy down into the sixes. If you're doing a 15-year, you can potentially even maybe get into the high fours. I actually closed a loan for a past client here just about a month and a half ago. We were in the high fours on a 15-year fixed. So utilizing and being very targeted in using seller help can help still create a very palatable solution for our clients. And there's ways to get deals done. And if you need any help with that, Josh and I are here to help. Always glad to step in and provide ideas and context on what you can do to try to get a buyer off the fence and get them moving towards a closing.
Thank you, Chad. Any questions?
Very welcome.
Chad, from Academy.
Just remember on this chart, this is prices of bonds. So when the prices go down, the rates are going up. So it's the opposite of what this looks like. The lower it goes, the higher interest rates are going. And so it's very deceptive.
Correct.
So back on the left, that's when interest rates were lower and prices of bonds were higher. And as the rates go up, the bond price will go down. So.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Chad. And
You're
if you
welcome.
have any additional questions, reach out to Chad or Josh or any of our Academy mortgage friends. Thank you. Okay, we get a lot of questions about, how are we doing compared to our MLS stats? How are we doing compared to Keller Williams, right? Like this year definitely was off to a little bit of a slower start. So we just wanted to take a look at the stats, and we'll start doing this regularly monthly. We did it last month. Kelly did it last month, and we'll just keep that going. So let's go through these, Austin. And the RMLS Market Action Report, it came out last week. It comes out at the beginning of every month. So that's where some of this data came from. So you can access that in your email or just from RMLS too, if you want to take any snippets of this information as well. Kelly, one.
Sure. So we had a pretty decent sized jump in the inventory last month. You can see that we went up 0.4% from 2 to 2.4, but still down from January, which is good, but it is kind of a leap. And you'll see some other things that reflect here. I love this one on the right, like this residential sales by price range. I just find it's really interesting to compare where we were last year in the market with closings and where we are now. And I was just glancing through this morning, but like, if you think about the market compared to last year, like this is an interesting number, 28 to 26, right? That's not much of a change, is it? In 21, it's actually more 1.3, $1.4 million houses sold last month. But anyways, I find it last month I looked at this and I thought it was more like bad for the upper end. This year feels like the upper end's a little bit better this month compared to what it was last month. But the middle is still pretty lacking activity compared to the previous year.
It's interesting how that looks, and you'd see this if you were looking through the Altos reports or you were looking through our other reports that we get.
Yeah.
So if you had a listing at 1.6, or let's say 1.55, you might have 9 sales in the last month. And if you were 200,000 lower, the number of sales is double. So it's a matter, when you look at this, you can see that price points are moving faster than other price points, right? So historically, I would look at this. We didn't have these heat charts, but I would say, oh my gosh, look at the homes between 600 and 700. They're moving at twice the rate of a home between 900 and 1 million. So if I want to make some money, and I'm sitting here with all my inventory at 900 to 1,000,000 and nothing is selling and no offers are happening, I'm at the wrong price point if I want to keep money coming in. So I would make an adjustment and go out and seek business in a different price point to make sure I had cash flow for what I was doing. So looking at this helps to plan, and you can kind of see a little bit of a right to left going up,
Mhm.
and that's the pressure of interest rates, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, next slide, Austin.
And this reflects the raise in sorry, the term I'm looking for is the inventory. You can see here that we jumped up last month as far as active residential listings.
Yeah, so we're actually pretty in line with, so we're the orange line
Yeah.
is currently, we're pretty in line with about the number of active residential listings last year
From
at
yeah,
this time,
from yeah, exactly.
2022,
Mhm.
so.
Just a little up. Awesome.
Okay, next one.
And then new listings are down.
Again, the orange line is
Mhm.
2023.
Yep, and you can see it's pretty much in line. Look, if you look at the parallel in the drop, it's about the same. So it's about what you would expect coming from the number we're at to where we're now. Yeah.
So the active listings are up from month to month.
Yes,
And the number of new listings are down, which just means that.
they're not selling.
they're sitting on the market.
Yeah, they probably need price adjustments, right?
Yeah, and especially when you're looking at that the number of active listings was comparable to the same number in 2022, and now it is,
Mhm.
yes, so much further
I
down.
mean, like if you got a buyer, this might be like a time to really jump, right? Because as inventory is gonna like that, the new listings is going down, active listings are up, that number's gonna come down, right?
Mhm.
And then it's gonna get tight, even tighter. So this might be a good time to jump.
Which kind of ties into the next slide.
Pending sales is
Mhm.
just again, it's in parallel with last year from where we were the month before to where we are now. And if
Yeah.
you look at it, like these movements are all parallel, like these percentages are probably almost exactly the same. It's very
Mhm.
seasonal.
Right.
Mhm.
So, but if it feels like the sales are down, they
It's
are,
because they are.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
We're down 10% from last year, we're down 50% from 21.
Mhm.
And we're half the sales that we were in 2021.
for pending. Okay, next one. Average time on market.
This number is pretty flat.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at it, look at the incline that we should probably expect.
Yeah, this goes back to when do you want to have a home on the market? Do you want to put it on the market in February, where the market time is going down, 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 which means they're selling faster? Or do you want to put your home on the market in the summer? So let's put it on in July and then look at what we're fighting.
Right, the season, that's just that seasonality. So that's a good, if you're trying to get your clients to list sooner than later, that's a good graph to show them.
Yeah.
Right? Like, do you want your days on market to follow that same trajectory?
And on the
selling that?
Altos reports, that's a beautiful little curve, right? We've
Mhm.
looked at this before. It's a nice little curve. It's really easy for people to understand because they can see like 3 years at a glance. And you can see that it happens every year.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Right, and yeah, just talk about that, like, it's all the same data.
Mhm.
The RMLS updates it once a month, Altos updates it once a
Mhm.
week,
Mhm.
so, and you can dig in a little bit more, like specifically to your zip code or
Mhm.
city,
Yeah.
so, they're gonna be great complements to each other.
Mhm.
Okay, next one, Austin.
This is interesting to me because it feels like this market is terrible. But if you look at it, homes are still like selling for what their asking price is on average.
Yeah,
Like,
so
so
this makes sense, everyone, it's if houses that sold with after a price change. So, yeah, that is interesting. I would have guessed it would be higher.
yeah, me too.
Okay, interesting.
All right, let's
Okay.
get into some of our own statistics here. All right,
Yes.
so our listing taking were down a little bit. Our contracts written were down just a little bit. Our closed sales were down just a little bit, but our closed
Well,
volume is
down a little bit from June,
yeah from June. Sorry,
year over year
Yeah.
or month over month for July.
we're better on listings taken for sure,
Mhm.
and about the same on the others. But if you look at the closed volume, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, our volume keeps going up.
Keeps going up.
Okay, next one, Austin. Okay, we get that
That's right.
together. I know.
Go ahead.
I love it. It's
Yeah.
exciting. Okay, so these are our year-to-date numbers across the top. And a lot of them are down, but what we wanted to illustrate on this one is that we're down less than the average, right? So the bottom column is not just the average, but our Northwest region, which is like Washington, Idaho, Alaska, and Oregon. That is what's reflected on the bottom. So even though we are down like year to date, year over year through July, we're down less than the rest of Colorado.
And we're also
We're
rallying.
crushing it on listings taken compared to the region.
Yeah, we're up on
crushing
that,
Mhm.
right? So the region is down 26% on the number of listings taken, and you guys are up 8%. Like, so that's awesome. So contracts written, just to clarify that term in this, it doesn't mean, it means contracts written and accepted. So it's not just like multiple offer situation. It's those are written accepted offers. So we're down 17% year to date, and the region's down 26.
Yeah, and I want to point out, like, we're rallying, right? So this number last month was 19, 20, 25, right? So we're making up ground, making up from a bad start to the year. So it's great.
Yes. And so we're still looking at year to date. We thought about like, gosh, should we like just look at like maybe cut out first quarter? But no, that's real. I mean, that's real in your numbers. So let's look at that. And like GCIs, that's your guys' commission earned. So in the region, KW agents are down 32%. You guys on average are down 20%. So we say this as to almost be motivating, right? Like it's okay if you're not breaking records this year.
Yeah.
We're still outpacing other Keller Williams, and then you'll see some stats on RMLS, I think, on the next one.
Yep.
Let's see. You want to talk about this one?
Sure. So like you saw in the stats from RMLS, everything's kind of just going down a little bit, and we're going down a little bit too in our listings taken. But if you look at July of this year versus July of last year, we're up 27% on listings taken. So good job. Again, 8% on the year. But if you look at the region, they're down 20, 19 from last year, 26 year to date, and then like 12, 23, 23. So you guys, like, these numbers are really important here. Like, you guys are outpacing them here, here, and here. So you guys are doing a great job.
That's
you're better
crazy.
you're far better than the average agent.
And is this just for July or year to date through July? Just for July for the listings, right? Yeah. So the listings to be up 27% when RMLS is down 23%. Like
huge.
that's wild.
Yeah.
And then year to date. Oh yeah, there we go.
That's a 50-point swing.
Yeah, that is, I mean, that's, you guys are doing an amazing job. And then the listings, the thing about listings is that's setting you up for the future, right? So if you guys are getting listings and writing contracts now in July, those are going to be closing in August, September, right? Depending on the time. So it's a good thing, call like a windshield number, right? Like looking forward.
I wonder if that first number, just thinking about this, where we're down 16% from last month on new listings. The office has been running a few months now of really high
Well, I was going to
listings.
say we crushed it.
And I
in July
almost
or
wonder if
June.
people are spending time trying to get them closed.
It could
and
be.
So
Yeah.
they haven't put as much energy into.
And the numbers were
The
so
other
good.
thing is we had a really good June for listings.
June was
So that's kind of skewing that for us because we are.
June was a record listing month. We'd had to go back years before we could find as many listings as we took. So that number is skewed because we did so amazing in June.
Yeah.
Included in the RMLS.
Yes.
Well, fraction, like our market share is like
1%.
It's like 1%, right? So 1% of that is us bringing them up. So it could be down 13, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, good stuff. Next one.
Okay, again.
So this is closed sales.
Closed sales. So we had such a big June. The July maybe feels like it. If you look at that number, it's a little misleading. But if you look at the year over year, the month over month versus year to date, still outperforming the market in every way. And like 6%, that's a lot. Like 9% between RMLS and us, that's a huge difference, guys.
Mhm.
It's a huge
Yeah,
number.
like, let's just look at that year to date closed sales, right? Like, so we're down about 19%
Mhm.
and the region's down 28% and RMLS is down 31.
31. Like, that's,
So don't get discouraged,
yeah,
right?
even though that's a negative number.
Even though it's negative.
Yeah, just imagine if you were down here. It's no good.
I hope this is helpful and encouraging, not discouraging, but it should be, right? Like, that's why we're showing it to you because,
You need to know the market you're in, right?
right,
Yeah.
right. Okay, next one, average sales price.
So again, we're up $40,000 on the RMLS and over $100,000 on the region. So that's great.
This
That
is
just
month
shows-
over month or year to
This is
date?
year
This
to,
is
year to date.
Year to date.
So like some big sales won't skew that, like it does like on the monthly,
Mhm.
average sales price, sometimes that can get skewed by one big sale.
Mhm.
So, but this is our year.
Like
Yes,
ours
like
did.
accumulation.
Like ours did.
It's the accumulation.
Skewed us for that. I think our monthly average sales price, you
Yeah,
know, is
with
like,
800.
is almost 800. So Rita skewed us up towards 800, but this is year to date, so 640,000. So again, I mean, you're doing the same work essentially, right? Just making more money for that.
Working more money
same
doing
work.
it. Yeah.
Any questions about these stats? Do you guys find these helpful? Motivating? Hi, Terry. Terry didn't know I was gonna call her on this, but will you come up and share?
Just
don't kill
for
me.
looking in your face.
Don't kill me. Terry was just telling me this awesome story about what she did for one of her listings, rather than have them do a $15,000 price reduction. She worked with her lender and had them do a credit towards buy down. And I would love for you to come talk about that if you're not going to kill me.
I
Sorry.
just stand here.
No,
No,
you gotta
come
come
up
out. You gotta be on the big screen.
You gotta be on, right, for the people at home. But I think this is really important because to your sellers, it's the same amount of money, but it's making a lot more of a difference to the buyers, especially with rates, as Chad just said. I mean, 6, 7s, that's not like great.
So I have a really great relationship with my lender. I've known him since before I was in the business. So we go out to lunch probably once every couple months and just check in. So I was telling him I have a listing that's like in the high 9s, not selling, we keep doing price reduction. We're not getting anybody. It's a beautiful house. It's just, you know, the interest rates went up to over 7. And I'm like, what can I do? And he's like, well, if you do, somebody like that, they're going to at least be putting 10 to 20% down. And so they're going to get like a $15,000 credit. Let's run the numbers. We can probably get them down to a 6.2 instead of a 7.2. That saves them. It was $546. It saved that buyer on a monthly payment versus if I did a $15,000 price reduction, it only saved them $71.
So yeah, say that again, just to make sure everyone heard that right.
It was $546 in their monthly payment versus $71.
By just doing a price
By doing a
reduction.
price reduction. So instantly, he ran me the numbers. I sent it out to my sellers. They're like, let's do this. Within a day, I had an offer.
That is so cool.
That's
So,
really cool.
Isn't that a good
Yeah.
story?
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
I-
How'd you promote it?
I just put it in the MLS and said,
Mhm.
seller will be issuing or will be giving a 15% or $15,000 credit
Mhm.
for to closing costs and or buyer buy downs.
In the public announcement, so it showed up.
It showed up.
And that was the first thing you said, so it was buried in the back of the
First
comment.
thing I said.
So anybody on Zillow or anywhere else would say,
Anybody
wow,
saw it.
this one has $15,000 credit.
Right.
So it cost your sellers the same, but the impact to buyers was so much more
So
significant.
much more significant, yeah.
And these are the tricks that we used to do in a difficult market. So if you think about a triangle, at the lower end of the triangle is price points where a lot more people can afford them. And at the high end of the triangle are price points where very few people can afford them. And what she just did was, instead of lowering the price, which would have barely moved it in that triangle, they paid credits and it moved it way down in terms of what somebody's monthly payment would have to be in the triangle, let's say, of affordability. And that's what you did. And that's why it works. And that's why we used to do it all the time when rates went up.
Mhm. So it's even more important now to have a
Yeah.
lender that you trust,
You trust, yeah.
that can help you be creative and think of solutions other than just the standard,
Yeah.
you know,
So,
here's the rate.
And I have another listing that's not selling for the same, well, should have sold a long time ago, but long story, but I did the same thing.
Is it a jumbo loan?
It will be a jumbo loan, yes.
And what did that do? Did that buy it down for like a 3.2 or 3.21 or 2.1 or what did it, do you remember?
It brought down the rate.
For the
So
whole 30 years?
For the whole 30 or?
Yeah.
just-
Okay, so
That's
that
great.
was the option you chose versus like a 3.21 that might have dropped it down to 5.5.
Right, so the buyer can do with that 15,000, whatever they want.
Okay,
We just threw out the option, hey, if you did this
Mhm.
buy down
Mhm.
and on your rates, this is what could happen.
Interesting.
So,
Thank you so
yeah,
much for
and that way
sharing.
you're preserving your principal too,
Oh,
not
right.
having to drop another 50.
What I'm thinking as a way to plus that, to add on to that, is you attach a document to your listing that has that printout from you.
and I actually have that and I can attach it. So it's in a screenshot, but I definitely can
And
attach
here's
that.
why, is because if you upload a document to your listing and an agent looks at it, you see exactly who it is. Guess who you can now call?
Mhm. But you can also put it in the pictures if you needed to, so
Yeah.
that kind of like you do the floor plan. So that any buyer out there looking on Zillow can pull up the pictures and like, oh, okay, here's the
Mhm.
reality of it.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, good
Also,
idea.
to her sellers, like Terry just added so much value to them, like in trusting you and trusting, you know, so like the value you're adding to your clients by being an expert and having these solutions. So cool. So thank you for letting me
Yeah,
put you on the
that's
spot. It was too good not to share.
Yeah,
Thank
good
you.
story.
Thanks. Round of applause for Terry. But yeah, that's all I got for today. Any other final roundtable? Mark, what do you think about all those numbers? Our ALC finance chair.
I love that we're outperforming our local market.
Yeah.
It says a lot about our agents, it says a lot about our office, about what we're doing. It's not that difficult to come up with the numbers. If you need numbers, ask, our office can help you with that. You can also set up just some standard searches and come up with your own general numbers like I do every week in our weekly video. If you'd like questions about how to do that, I'm always available to help you do that. Because there's nothing more powerful than setting you apart as an expert than when you can walk into a listing presentation and say, listings right now are selling for 99.8% of list price. 3 months ago, they were selling for just over 100%. So you better prepare the price correctly. Last year at this time, they were 105% of list price. The market has slowed down. When you have numbers to back that up, you become the expert at that listing point.
Yeah, the data does not lie,
Mhm.
right? It gives you that credibility. Immediately following this, we have Ramona's coaching program. What's the official name? The keys to success. So a lot of you guys signed up for that. If you didn't sign up, you can still stay and do that, but that'll be in this room for the next 4 weeks, from 11 to 12. So hopefully we'll see a lot of you guys sticking around here today, but thanks everyone on Zoom. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.